My name is May Hong. I am the speaking voice of Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters. And this is Moana Nui Podcast. Signing off. Happy fans. Do it with me. Happy fans. Happy hon.
Good evening and welcome to our April edition of Moana Nui After Dark presents Geek Speak On Sports.
Sorry, I realized I wasn't off camera.
Oh gosh, thank you. I needed that good laugh after the shenanigans you pulled.
Hey, everybody.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh man. Now you got my eye ducts tearing up.
Sorry.
How is everybody this evening?
Why are all of my friends like this?
Define all of your friends.
Well, two of them right here.
Wow, you're putting me in the same category as her.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't like you right now. I'm going to, you know what?
And which one of us are you saying you don't like, me or Jim? I'm just saying that could kind of go either way with the statement I made.
Oh man,
Black, I love you all the time. It doesn't matter what you say.
Wow.
I love you too, Candaysee.
Okay.
Use my fork. Can't make my heart. Okay.
Well, you know, food is a love language, so there you go.
Okay, fine. I'll just do this. There. How's that? You feel better now, Candaysee? as she leaves the screen. Oh man. Oh, so some things have happened since the last time we convened, and I guess Candaysee will come back at some point.
I'm right here.
That's what you say, but then you be disappearing off camera.
It's the background. I think every time when I move here, it makes me move a little. I'm trying to not.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Sorry.
We're missing one of our cohorts because she is out there living her best Vegas life, enjoying her birthday. So we will see her next month. Happy birthday, Q. Man. Belated, but you know.
Hey, if you see Kirk Cousins out there, take some money from him.
Wow. I mean, he did get another 20 million guaranteed, and the only player in NFL history who's earned more guaranteed money than him is Tom Brady.
I mean, he's got a good agent. Let me tell you. Cousins got a great agent.
Actually, yeah. I heard somebody talking about that earlier today, and they didn't mention Brady.
It's either Brady or Mahomes. It's one of them. Those are the only two, though, as far as guaranteed money. Not total value of the contract, just guarantees.
Okay.
It is Brady?
Well, no, because as of 26, Matt Stafford is the top earning player at over 408 million.
Nope. Guarantees.
Okay.
Guarantees.
Well,
yeah.
Total overall earnings, Stafford at 408, Rodgers at 394, Cousins at 341, Brady at 332, and then Russell rounds out the top five at 315.
Yeah, that's total earnings, which doesn't really amount to anything because that's the contract before all the shenanigans happens at the end.
Right.
You know, when they announce the deal. But as far as the guarantees, he's number 2 all time. I just can't remember who he's behind. But it's either Brady or Mahomes.
That is
so
ridiculous.
Oh man. Not everybody's here and situated, supposedly. How's everybody been since the last time we was together?
Other than I can't watch my Hawks on TV, I've been pretty good.
Oh, okay. You know, there's a way around that.
Yeah, I know, but I miss the days of being able to just turn on the TV to TBS or TNT and see my Hawks. And it's just not the same anymore. And I'm not subscribing to any more damn subscriptions.
No. You don't have to do that. We'll talk later.
Why can't you watch the Hawks?
They're not on TV. Like they're on right now playing Cleveland, but like usually they're not on network TV. They're on streaming packages.
They're only on. NBA's pretty much put all their games on streaming platforms. Local affiliates, depending on the team, the local affiliate no longer broadcast the game.
Yeah,
and
that's
is
lame.
one of them. Yeah, such is life.
Pretty good.
All right. And Candaysee, how are you? Other than raising my blood pressure.
Tired.
Okay.
Been doing a lot of working this last month once I got back from my birthday. So
how was your trip?
Huh?
How was your birthday trip?
Yeah, story.
I didn't go on a trip. I just took some time
got back from. I kind of thought that.
Oh, well, my birthday was on a Saturday. So
okay,
I was
story
off
time.
work on Saturday and off work on Sunday, and then I went back on Monday. But yeah.
No shenanigans? No wild tales of debauchery?
That
can be shared on this platform?
That's
debauchery.
That's for another podcast.
No. Pretty chill. We'll leave it like that. Other than the Knicks trying to raise my blood pressure.
Now you know how I feel.
I know, but I'm like secretly hoping that they play the Hawks in the playoffs so I can go to a game.
More than likely, we're going to be playing Cleveland.
I know, but I'm just wishing.
Because wait, what position are the Knicks in right now?
They could.
Third.
Okay.
They could be in. They could be third. They could be fourth. The way they playing, we don't know.
Yeah, the Hawks are probably going to be fifth.
As of right now, Cleveland is 4. The Hawks are 5th. Because they're playing, and they just right before we started, they came back from halftime, and the Hawks were up, I think, either by 10 or 12, but I haven't pulled the score up to check what the current score is.
All right. Since we in the basketball talk, let's start with college first, and then we'll roll into the pros, because I figured we was going to just have regular old March Madness, announce some champions. So congratulations to the women of UCLA and the men of Michigan for winning their respective tournaments. Wonderful games all around. I assume on the men's side. On the women's side, if you pretty much had chalk going to the Final Four, you did great. Then your only problem was picking one of 4 teams to win between Texas, South Carolina, UCLA, and UConn, because they were all 1 seeds in their region. And I like to say that was it for the women's tournament.
Oh, but there's more.
Until Gino Auriemma showed his whole ass. And by now you all know the story. Post-game in the national semifinal between UConn and South Carolina, Gino had umbrage with Dawn Staley, which caused her to lose her cool. And it's wild because after he is escorted off the floor and then never shakes anyone else's hand on the South Carolina team, as far as the coaching staff or players, he then has a, temper tantrum in his post-game conference about how Sarah Strong's jersey was ripped. She ripped her own jersey. And that Dawn didn't shake his hand before the game. She shook his hand, his entire coaching staff, and even the trainers and other personnel on the bench. You can easily find that YouTube footage. It's all out there. I was going to show it, but there's no point. I mean, the post game, and here's the kicker. When Sarah Strong says, I was frustrated because I missed a shot, I tore my own jersey, Gino is sitting 2 seats down from her when she says this. So it is wild that he did this. And for all the people who say this is uncharacteristic, this is not like Gino, this is proof that you've only watched women's college basketball over the last 5 years and not the previous 35 years, because he's done this before. Most notably, he's done this to Pat Summitt when she was coaching the Tennessee Volunteers in throughout the 90s and early 2000s. He also did it with Muffet McGraw when she was coaching the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Because little history note, Notre Dame's 2 championships that they've won, they beat UConn on the way to winning those titles. Not in the championship game, but in the national semifinal. And he was not happy either time. He threw a temper tantrum after both of those games. He threw temper tantrums after Pat Summitt would pretty much wax him. I'm going to drop 3 names here from the old days of the Tennessee Volunteers: Tamika Catchings, Candace Parker, and Shamika Holsclaw.
Oh, those bad ladies.
Those are the 3 pillars, as far as I'm concerned, of Tennessee women's basketball. And for the 4 years that each of them was at Tennessee, yeah, mollywhopping UConn was just a fact of life. It wasn't a question. And in the case of Candace Parker, because she was the last of those 3 to come through Tennessee, I think every time they played UConn, she made a point to dunk in the game. So, yeah. So for everyone saying this is uncharacteristic of Gino, no, this is very characteristic.
Yep.
I'll let you 2 speak on the events of this past weekend before I drop a final word, but go ahead.
I am I try to live a drama-free life, but I do revel and take joy in other people's drama. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I would have loved to have seen Dawn and Gino throw hands, because I wholeheartedly believe, even though that man is a foot taller than Dawn Staley, I thoroughly believe she would have beat him down. And I wanted to see it. The other thing, I was really hoping South Carolina was going to pull the win out over UCLA. Because to me, that would have just been the cherry on top of the sundae after they waxed UConn like they did, and she had her words with him. Then they come in and they beat UCLA and they walk away with another title. That would have been such a sweet ending to the story.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't stop 6'7".
Right. No, I get you. I get you.
Shout out to Lauren Betts.
And I am not the least bit surprised at Michigan for winning, because when I saw what they did to, what was it, Arizona? Oh my good. Like, Michigan going into this tournament, they were a machine. Like, I didn't do a bracket this year, but once I started actually paying attention and watch, I was like, yeah, it's probably going to be Michigan in the big dance. I wasn't sure who else they were going to be, but I was certain it was going to be Michigan, and I was disappointed I didn't fill out a bracket this year.
Yeah, I call myself going to fill out a women's bracket thinking the games are going to start at noon. No, they started at 11:30. So here I am at like 11:25 filling out a bracket, and I get to the Sweet 16 and my bracket locks. So I filled out. I technically did not finish filling out a bracket for the women's tournament like I wanted to, because I thought start times were at 12 noon when they on the first weekend. But no, Candaysee.
So I'm kind of sad to say that this year I was disappointed in the women's. I was really disappointed in the final, in the championship game, because I was way more entertained with the men's championship game. It was back and forth. It was good. Like, I'm sorry, but South Carolina got their butts kicked. I was sitting here, I didn't even pay attention to the game. That's how bad the game was. And every time I was like, ooh, okay, they're not that far. They can get their run going. And I mean, I understand what Dawn said. Like, shots just weren't dropping for them. You know, like there were shots that I know they had made in other games that they didn't make in this game. But the women's I was so disappointed. Like, I literally was just like, wow. And I mean, the women's March Madness was amazing. Like, I don't want to say amazing, because there were a lot of like blowouts
Yes.
this year.
Yes.
Which is not entertaining to me. So it kind of was like, I didn't really watch a lot of it, but the men's side this year was a little better.
A little.
And especially the championship game was a lot better. Like it had me, I was sitting here I was engaged. So that's the only thing. I was disappointed.
Yeah, I think that was, since you mentioned that was one of the complaints for the women's side, was the number of blowouts over the first 2 weekends before we got to the Final Four. Because all 4 1 seeds, again, like I said earlier, all 4 1 seeds made the Final Four for the women's tournament. They won all of their games up to the Final Four by a combined average of something like 20 points, give or take. From round 1 up until their regional finals. So the 4 games that each of them had to win to get to this point weren't close. They weren't contests. I think whoever had the closest game probably won their game by like 15 was the closest. But when I say they were beating the brakes, those 4 teams were literally beating the brakes off their opponents. Yes. Because they each beat their first round opponent, because they all played 16 seeds, by an average of 30, I think combined an average of 35 points. With UConn and South Carolina beating their first round opponents by over 50 points each.
Yeah, that was bad. It was just, I don't know how to make it a bet, because last year it was kind of like that too. So it's almost like women's college ball is getting to be like how men's was some years ago, where you just kind of knew who was going to make it, and you didn't really watch because they were blowing everybody out. And that's not fun. That's not fun to me. It's not entertaining. It doesn't showcase. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see a good game. I don't want to see South Carolina blowing out NC State or whoever. Like, yeah.
I mean, I definitely want to see them blowing out UConn. I get what you're saying, but it's at the point where now, because of the transfer portal, it allows these teams to re-up. So there is no stagnant balance, if you will.
Right.
So let's take UCLA, for example. Over half of UCLA's roster was seniors. So if anyone thinks they're going to be back in the Final Four next year, pause. I mean, yes, Lauren Bett's younger sister, Qiana, is on the squad. She was a freshman this year. She'll be a sophomore next year. She's 6'4".
And she's pretty good, too.
She is. But, she got a season under her belt. They'll probably retool everything around her going forward. They may have to rebuild to get back up unless they find some juniors and seniors to transfer. The portal is stacked because one of the best players, Audie Crooks from Iowa State, surprisingly, they lost their first round game. She's entering the transfer portal, which is, yeah. And if you haven't seen her play, because this was her first year, she was a freshman this past season. If you haven't seen her play, you're missing out. And rumors are swirling, or the pipe dream is that she might go to USC and team up with one Juju Watkins, who skipped a year to rehab her ACL. So you remember what Juju was as a freshman, pair that with Audie Crooks. Yeah.
The transfer portal has definitely made college sports interesting.
Yes.
It's definitely made it. Don't get me wrong. I love player empowerment. But it's kind of like, if I come to your school as a grad student to do research with a specific professor, and then that professor doesn't get tenure and they go to a different university, I don't want to go to that other university. I came here for a specific reason. And the transfer portal to me kind of gives that feel. It's like, as a fan, I'm watching Georgia Tech, because Georgia Tech is, my school. And if players feel like, I'm not getting any playing time, or there's no real future here for me, they bounce. And again,
that's what it is now.
Empowerment is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I don't want that taken away. But as a fan watching, like, I don't know, there feels like there should be some sort of balance. And I don't know what that balance is.
Agreed.
There isn't any, because as long as coaches, because remember, in the past, coaches would abuse the power they have.
Right.
You know, whether their contract was coming up. Yeah, whether their contract was coming to an end, or they were initiating the break in their contract to go to a quote better situation. Is like, yeah, I made sure these 3 recruits got to this school for the sport I coach, but I'm not going to coach them. I just did the university a favor by sticking around long enough to make sure they came. But I'm taking this job over here because it's a conference I've always wanted to coach in, and a team I've always wanted. This was my dream job. Blah, 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 or whatever other BS reasons. And then they bounce. So now you got these incoming freshmen who are like, but I came here because of this coach, and he's not here. So it's like, why am I here? Now you telling me I'm stuck for the next 3 or 4 years. And if I do transfer, it's going to cost me a year eligibility. Because that was the other issue across all sports. Like, what do you mean I'm going to lose a year? So now instead of playing a max of 4 years, I'm gonna play a max of 3.
Yeah, that is messed up.
The hell? So yeah, they were screwing the student athletes over. And yes, I get it. The key word in student athlete is student, but if every kid at college can get a job, why can't they?
I'll put it to you this way: if you want to know what area these universities truly care about, find out who's the highest paid faculty member at the university, and that'll tell you where their priorities are.
Yeah, it's normally the football and basketball coaches.
Exactly.
So
normally
true.
them. My final thought in this whole thing with Dawn and Gino is, well, one, let me clear this up real quick. Gino did release a statement the very next day. That's not an apology. Whatever that BS was, and I don't even think he wrote that. I think the university wrote that and slapped his name on it to save face, because it paints them in a bad light. There is also a video of when he's walking off the floor, Diana Taurasi screaming at him, "Hey, coach, you effed up. This ain't the look." Like, you can see her mouth mouthing those words from a distance, and because that video is out there as well. So that should tell you a lot as well. So yeah, the university, as far as I'm concerned, that was the university dropping a statement. I don't call that an apology, because it didn't mention Dawn's name at all, considering he wanted to call her out in the press conference. Dawn did say, I want to think, she did have, when she spoke to media on Monday, that she did actually speak to him, and she left it at that. So they did actually speak.
See, to me, that's...
Yes, it's
they
BS.
Both issued.
He called her out publicly. He should apologize publicly. Yes, exactly. A lot of people are saying that.
They both issued a statement yesterday, saying that, basically just saying, let's just move on, is basically what it said.
For Dawn to say that is fine. For him to say that, hell no.
Right.
Because there is no moving on. I have had issues with Gino since day one, because
we see
my beef with him is, and this is a thing that I don't care how anybody perceives this. I look at women's sports, and I have a problem where women's sports get all this notoriety, all these talented people and individuals, from players to coaches, whatever, and there's still this need to say that the best qualified person to coach women's sports are men, which may be the case, but then you're undercutting qualified women out of jobs that they could excel in. And again, I've been watching women's college basketball since day one of their tournament play. So going back to the 80s, when Louisiana Tech was a powerhouse, right? When USC had Cheryl Miller on the squad and Cynthia Cooper, and they were killing it. right? That's how long I've been watching women's college basketball. So it's always baffled me that, all right, we're putting them on TV, they're getting some notoriety, and you're still telling me that former players and assistants who are women aren't qualified enough to coach the sport they know about.
Right.
And we have to put men there. And that's always bugged me as a kid, and even growing up through adulthood. This is where Gino pisses me off, because while on the one hand, he will say things that's like, yes, bring attention to the women's game because they're still being done dirty. On the other hand, he says things and I'm like, you do realize you coach a team full of women, right?
The only reason he's still around is because of the records he's set.
Unfortunately.
That's I truly believe that is the only reason he hasn't been given his walking papers.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's
I
got,
feel like it's just white male privilege.
That too.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a part of it. Absolutely.
That's too.
But he's got, because I pulled it up, he's got 12 national titles, 25 Final Four appearances, 14 consecutive Final Fours, and 30 conference tournament titles. Again, if it weren't for his record, he'd just be an angry white dude that would have been given his walking papers. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Truth.
But like in any other sport, if you put up numbers good enough, they are willing to overlook your behavior.
Yep. I'm just hoping that in the fall, when the women's season starts again, that for every road game UConn has, the entire crowd is wearing T-shirts that says, "I'll beat Gino's ass."
Wow.
I want, because somebody actually had that T-shirt and posted it on social media while he was at the championship game.
And I want Don's picture on the shirt too.
Nah, can't do that.
That's too petty.
I'm a petty individual.
We know, but that's what I would like to see next season. I would definitely love to see that next season. Every road game, the entire stadium is filled with fans wearing the T-shirt. I will beat Gino's ass.
Yeah, why stop at the road games? Let's see it at the home games too.
You ain't gonna see that at UConn.
They'll kick them out.
They will definitely remove them. And again, you got fans. Remember, fan is short for fanatic, and there are people who ride for Gino so hard that he can do no wrong. So
you're right.
So, all right. Moving on to the NBA. Playoffs are literally around the corner. There's only about 3 or so games left. And in case you're wondering about the playoff standings right now in the East, Detroit, Boston, New York, Cleveland, Atlanta, Toronto are your top 6 seeds. Your play-in teams currently are Philadelphia, Orlando, Charlotte, and Miami, though Toronto could fall into that play-in spot, and one of those other 3 not named Miami could move up into the 6th seed. In the West, it's Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Denver, the Lakers, Houston, Minnesota are your top 6 seeds. Your play-in teams are locked with Phoenix, the Clippers, Trailblazers, and the Warriors.
Wow, the Warriors are a play-in team this year.
They've been a play-in team for the last 5 seasons.
It's been that long, really?
Yes, they have always been a play-in team. Ever since the bubble, they've been a play-in team.
Really?
Yes, ever since the bubble. They have never outright made the playoffs since the bubble. Because remember, the year before the bubble is when they won the title.
Yep.
2020 was the bubble. And because their record was so bad because of Steph's injury and Clay was still dealing with the ruptured Achilles, they shut the both of them down, and they decided not to even go to Orlando to play in the bubble.
That's right. I forgot. Yep.
So yeah, they have been a play-in team every year since the bubble.
I never realized that.
Yeah.
But I hardly ever watch the play-ins anyway.
Well, now that you can't watch the NBA on regular TV anymore, how the hell can you keep up?
That's just your team. Just
and
your
I'm not
team.
subscribing to any more damn subscription services.
It's just your team.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just happen to root for a team that decided that they didn't want you to watch them.
No, it's not just the Hawks. It's not just the Hawks. Because it's gotten so bad that Barkley has been talking about it.
Oh, as far as where to watch the games, yes.
Yeah, he's been ranting about it at least for 2 years that I know of, possibly more.
Right.
Because he did a rundown one day of what it would cost, and he flat out said the NBA doesn't care about the average fan anymore.
It doesn't. And he's absolutely right about that. It really doesn't. They're not even trying to hide it.
Nope.
The only thing I had noteworthy for the NBA is that your end of year awards are going to look vastly different for those who forgot. Remember, there is a 65 game minimum to qualify for postseason awards. That means your MVP, your defensive player of the year, all defense, first, second, third team, all NBA, first, second, third team. So some names that you will not see on any of those include Steph Curry, LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, because he's been rehabbing, Jalen Williams, Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, and Anthony Edwards, along with Cade Cunningham of the Detroit Pistons. These are players who are having otherwise stellar seasons, but because of either injury or load management,
I hate that.
They're not going to qualify. Again, there are 3 games left. Now, a few of these players could still qualify if they play 20 minutes in 1 or 2 of the final 3 games of the season. The problem is most of them have injured themselves earlier this week and are being shut down for the rest of the year so they can play in the playoffs. So there's that.
Dummies.
And actually the players are not happy about it. But at the same time, why should you play 50 of 82 games and still be eligible for postseason awards?
Right. What is it that has changed?
Load management.
And I don't want to be the old man who always says, well,
no, please be the old man, because I don't like talking to children about the NBA anymore because I'm done. Like,
well, you kind of are the old man.
We are the old men, dude.
What happened? Why is it that? And again, I don't know when it happened, but when did they start deciding our star players need to rest?
I can tell you. I'm gonna tell you the exact moment. And it was an all-star game either in, it was somewhere between 2010, 2015. Kobe Bryant challenged LeBron James at the end of the game. It was like a maybe single digit, like 3 or 5 points. LeBron's dribbling the ball up in the fourth. Every time LeBron brought the ball up in the fourth quarter, Kobe bodied him.
Yep, I remember that game.
Kobe bodied him because he was like, if you're supposed to be the next person, show me.
Yep.
Prove it. Take the shot. So he bodied him every time he tried to bring the ball up. He passed it off. He didn't try to do anything to get Kobe off of him. He didn't shoot over Kobe. He didn't try to cross up Kobe or get by him in any way that would show Kobe like, I am that dude. He was very passive and let Kobe pretty much punk him all over the place.
Yep, I remember.
And the first year that Kobe was out of the league and didn't make the All-Star game, LeBron, being the quote top star at the time, had a very lackadaisical attitude about the approach to the game. And it carried over from there because first it was just the All-Star game is unwatchable and it's been that way for over a decade. Right. Now it's to the point to where if you are a fan of a team expecting to see the star players of the opposition come through, There's no guarantee you see them because load management, because they have to be protected for the playoffs. And we've had this conversation before as far as what is the conditioning like?
Yeah.
As far as keeping their bodies healthy enough to where, one, they're not getting injured as much, or two, why are they so damn tired? Because it's the same schedule they've been playing for eons.
Right.
And I get it. You don't want to play 2 back-to-backs in a week. That's fair. But if games are every other day mostly, or they're supposed to be, and yeah, you're going to have to deal with a back-to-back depending on where you are. You may have to play a Saturday in Cleveland and then turn around, play a Sunday in Boston, which is not that big as far as a travel difference, because it's not like you playing East Coast on Saturday and West Coast on Sunday. They're not having you do that, because that would be insane.
Even if you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars,
and that's what
that's hundreds of millions of dollars. Get your ass out there and play.
And that's why the owners pushed for this rule, because now this is what this does. Yeah, you can be considered a star player, but a lot of these max deals, super max contracts and whatnot are contingent upon you getting postseason accolades. So making an all NBA team. Well, if you don't play the minimum 65 games to qualify to make an all NBA team, especially if you're still on your rookie deal in the last year of said rookie deal, and you only play 64 of 65 because of load management or, heaven forbid, an actual legit injury, yeah, you're going to be punished. And if your stats would qualify you for a max or super max contract, you're not going to get it. You're just not. You could try to sign a 1-year deal for whatever and then hope the next year you play the minimum 65 games. But I think the load management's made it worse. And again, the poster child, as much as people want to, I'll look at it 2 ways. Kawhi Leonard might be the poster child for injuries, but LeBron is definitely the poster child for load management, because he started this back in Miami. This isn't something new that he's just been doing when he got to LA. Nah, he did this starting in Miami. So, yeah, you could say that I'm ranting, old man, get off my lawn. I don't care.
You know what? If they will stop the load management and get their asses out there and play, I might subscribe to the streaming service to watch them play. But I'm not. No.
Candaysee? Input? Yes, no?
She looks like she's in shock. Yes, Candaysee, you're on a podcast with 2 crotchety old men.
All I heard you say, no. I was like, wait a second. I was listening and then I tuned out for a second.
Oh, wow. She said she tuned out. This is what we deal with.
Right?
Oh, you love it.
No. But it's also why I don't watch the NBA anymore, because, again, I still root for players. Yeah. I know my team is going to perpetually suck because they've got clowns running the organization in Washington. I'm not surprised. They've had clowns running the organization in Washington ever since Jordan came out of his last retirement.
Ooh.
Wow.
And even before that.
When was the last time ownership changed hands?
You asking the wrong person. I would actually have to care about such a thing to actually answer that question. And as you can see, I don't care anymore. So yeah, when people are like, hey, are you a basketball fan? I used to be. Who was your team? Washington. Oh my, are you? Yes, I used to. Yes, diehard Washington Bullets fan. But I don't know who their ownership is. I don't know how many times it's changed in the last 20 years. So if it has changed, I truly don't care. They suck. They're not trying to get better. And I mean, legitimately, they're not trying to get better. They're giving up an average of 135 points a game. Remember last month when we were talking about Bam Adebayo and his scoring record?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was against Washington.
Oh, gotcha.
Well,
No, there's not this. Look, remember, we traded for Trae Young. He's only played about maybe 2 or 3 games, and then they shut him down. Why? Because they're tanking. Something else the league is trying to combat teams taking. We also traded for Anthony Davis, who was hurt at the time, and he hasn't played. And he was even probably surprised in shock and disbelief that the Mavericks traded him to Washington of all places. But the thing is, we make it make sense. Is the dynamic duo going forward going to be Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and whoever we get in the draft? Hell no.
You know what, though? Honestly, James, if y'all picked up somebody decent in the draft, that's not a bad starting 3 to have on the floor.
And everything you said would make sense. Oh, wait, pause. Everything you said would make sense if we were playing 2K on the PS5. This is real life. Stop smoking whatever it is you're smoking. Put the gummies down. Stop drinking the alcohol, yak, whatever it is you sipping on right now, and come back to reality. Washington sucks, dude. Stop trying to bring logic into this.
What did I always say about Trae Young when he was in Atlanta? He can't be the best player on the team.
Okay, and he won't be the best player on Washington.
And Anthony Davis might stay, might not. He might stay real healthy. Crossing fingers.
What was that movie? The Shyamalan film with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson.
Wow, not Unbreakable.
Unbreakable. There you go. Unbreakable. So Anthony Davis is basically Mr. Glass, Samuel L. Jackson's character in Unbreakable.
So messed up, James.
Oh, I tried.
Where's the lie?
Oh God,
where's the
lie?
Where's the tell me I'm wrong and I will apologize.
I didn't say you're wrong.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is
I'm listening.
That's messed up.
Well, y'all try to pretty much smear whipped cream on a turd and tell me it's ice cream.
Ew. Okay. We should just go to the next
right now.
We should go to the next.
But have you noticed how much better the Hawks have been since we got rid of Trae Young?
I mean, hey, you in the play-in right now.
I mean, right now we're unfortunately.
I mean, no, you're in the sixth. You're in the 6th seed.
Fifth.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, if we lose this game tonight, we might fall to 6th because right now we're down.
Well, you're definitely going to lose this game to Cleveland.
Freaking Cleveland.
While we keeping it a buck. But
again, at the half, they were up by, I think, 12. And before, when I last looked over at the score, they were down by 18. Like, how do you? Oh my goodness.
Easy. But I digress.
Yeah. Well, they're down by 3 now. They're only down by 3.
Oh, that's not bad. They might actually pull it out.
It's 112-109.
They might pull it out.
So what was your homework for the NBA portion that you said?
So my homework for the NBA portion is LeBron James is I'm not gonna say he's a piece of shit, but
dang.
I mean what you just did.
I know.
I mean, you literally just said it.
I didn't say it. I said I'm not going to say it. That's different.
Okay.
But he was recently playing golf.
Oh gosh.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I've heard about it briefly, but I heard his name in golf and I was like, next. But go ahead.
He's out playing golf with like I think three or four white boys, and I'm not even sure these are like his actual friends. I think these are just some dudes he kind of met when they were out playing, and they got to talking about where does he not like to play, and he mentioned Memphis,
probably
Oklahoma
Boston
City. And I forget who the third city was. It may have been what city
Boston.
are the Utah Jazz in?
Salt Lake City.
It may have been Salt Lake City. And the biggest complaint is those cities don't have 5-star hotels.
Oh yeah, he's not wrong about that because Memphis has come under fire, and he's not the only player who said this, but I have heard that about Memphis. Yeah. A lot of players have said that about Memphis.
The best hotel in Memphis is the one right across the street from the arena. That's what I hear. I've only been to Memphis a couple of times, so I don't have any firsthand knowledge of that. But when LeBron got in trouble is when he said they should move the team to Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh, he trying to get hurt. But
Right.
Memphis,
No, he's not. So in this regard,
but
LeBron's
Nashville is
not,
really nice though.
No.
Hold on. Let me finish. He's not the only player who has said that.
Okay.
On record, by the way. A lot of players in the league, including players or Memphis, say that when you come in there and you have like either the day before or the day after, there ain't shit to do.
No. That part I'm not disputing. My issue is moving the team to Dallas.
No, not Dallas, Nashville.
I'm sorry, Nashville. That's my problem is when he said they need to move the team to Nashville.
Well,
and
comparatively, Nashville's amenities are far superior to Memphis.
Nashville doesn't even really support the Titans. You think they're going to support the Grizzlies? Do you know what team Nashville does support? Their hockey team.
I keep forgetting they have a hockey team.
And you know what the difference is between the hockey team and the football team?
I can guess.
Melanin. Melanin. So do you honestly think they're going to support the Grizzlies?
Oh, man.
No.
I mean, fair point. But LeBron, I will say this. You can call his comment asinine, but he ain't. It would be asinine if he were the only one saying it.
He may not be the only one saying it, but I'll put it to you this way: he's the only one I've heard say it. So I don't know. I don't know how much clout these other voices carry that have said it, because I don't know who else has said it.
How about KD, Steph, Ant-Man, Giannis? I mean, when I say he's not the only one who said this, because I've seen, I think there was an article I caught on ESPN, and I caught Jamel Hill's video about it as well. And she didn't mention LeBron or whatever, but she just pretty much said like, or at least when I caught the video, she had already mentioned LeBron's name, but she did mention like, yeah, Memphis compared to Nashville is like night and day.
Yep.
And
I don't dispute that. I don't dispute that at all.
You know, the stuff around the stadium is pretty much ass compared to what Nashville has to offer as far as quality of things around or whatever. So,
and there's a big difference between the makeup of those two cities.
I hear exactly what you're saying, but I mean, the city of Memphis is going to continue to have the Grizzlies there. They need to step their game up as far as quality of, I don't know, everything.
Again, I don't dispute that aspect of this conversation. I don't dispute that. My issue is, I'm sorry, you've got one of the most prominent black men in the NBA talking about taking an NBA team out of a black city and moving it to a white city, as he sits up there chuckling with his white buddies playing golf, and then double down on this shit a couple days later. A number of people have said he in this instance is moving into anti-blackness territory.
Probably is, but again, on as far as the statement goes, he ain't wrong.
I can't get behind that. I can get behind Memphis needing to step their game up on amenities. I cannot get behind moving
the team to Nashville.
No, that I cannot get behind.
Fair enough.
Especially when Nashville, at least in the South, has become kind of the headquarters of, you know, a certain right-wing political organization in this. I can't get behind that. I just can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do it. My blackness just won't let me do that.
So kind of like Anthony Mackie. He ain't wrong. He shouldn't be saying it, but he ain't wrong.
Hilarious.
That was kind of my other story for homework. If it didn't get brought up.
Yeah,
So
pretty much once I heard LeBron James, golf, white boys, I was like, next story. I don't care about the rest of this. No, because I think like that was like the bits I caught on, when I started strolling through IG, Threads, whatever, Facebook, ESPN and whatnot. And I was like, okay, because one, LeBron comes up, I want to hear it.
I understand. But see, for me, Bomani is the first person I heard mention it. And when I heard him said, I was like, wait a minute, let me go find the because I hadn't listened to his most current podcast. I caught like a clip of it. And I was like, oh shit, what is he talking about? And then once I listened to the entire podcast, and then I saw Jamel, I'm like, oh, this is what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And Jamel was the first video clip I saw about it. And yeah, so I'm like, yeah, I'm lying. It ain't right, but it ain't wrong.
It's a very delicate balance.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because it's just like how I feel about my old neighborhood. Because if you know me, I grew up in Atlanta, in the very black side of Atlanta, and it ain't that black no more. And you know what Candaysee? And there's a part of me that is very sad to see some of the changes that I've seen, but also a part of me wants to see the area progress. But what it is costing, what that progress costs makes me sad.
Yeah.
Because it's pushing a lot of the older black families out of the neighborhood. Like, because when I drive through the neighborhood now, I'm just like, this is not the same neighborhood anymore.
Nope.
It's not.
You see a lot of little dogs, don't you?
What can they say?
Did you see a lot of little people walking little dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's things are changing.
Running with their stroller, that $1,200 stroller that you can,
right?
That's how you'll be like, oh, they made it into the neighborhood.
Or when you start to see all of your old traditional style, or not, I won't say all of them, but the neighborhood is like 95% old school traditional style houses. And every now and again, you see one of these new modern houses pop up. And then I go look at it on Zillow to see what the cost is. And it's like $800,000-$900,000. And I'm like, in this neighborhood? Really?
Yep.
They just jacked up your property tax.
Yep. And that's how they're forcing them out. Jacking up the property taxes, people who've been living there for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And then their property taxes go from something that's manageable to what the hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I get it. Candaysee, you have anything to add on this one?
I was just gonna say not shameless plug, but speaking of golf, it is the Masters. Masters is coming up starting tomorrow. Man. And Tiger Woods won't be in there, but that was my homework. But Tiger
we
Woods
know why Tiger Woods won't be there. Why don't you tell us why Tiger Woods won't be there?
Why isn't Tiger Woods going to be able to play? What's going on?
Because the poor man. Let me find my teacup. Okay, I don't have a teacup. I just got a water cup. Man, like, why can't we just do right? Like, he just got a really bad DUI. He got a DUI because he just it can't hold his liquor. He gets in the car with his kids.
It wasn't liquor.
And his friend, well, whatever. Okay.
No, seriously. It wasn't liquor. They did the breathalyzer. What was it? I think he refused the field sobriety test, but they did do a breathalyzer on the scene. He did not. He was not under the influence. But he does have a problem and we get it. He's had a number of back surgeries and knee surgeries, and he takes pain medication. The problem is his pain medication probably has the warning of do not operate heavy machinery.
And drink alcohol.
So he should not be driving after taking his pain medication.
Right.
But he does.
Is that what we're giving him grace?
No,
saying,
only on this one, because again, this one he was not under the influence of alcohol. He did not have alcohol in his system.
Yeah,
they tested him.
Medication.
I'm okay. I missed that.
Yeah,
that.
as far as this one goes, yeah. Every previous ones, I'm not giving him grace for those. This one, I give him grace because the officers at the scene, like I said, they gave him the breathalyzer. He did not test positive for any alcohol substances in his body whatsoever. He just refused a field sobriety test.
I feel like,
but he was not. They said there was no alcohol in his breath or anything like that. They did hold him overnight, but there was no alcohol in the system this time.
Well, he wasn't going to play in the Masters anyway, but I'm just saying the Masters are is coming up this weekend, and you know my love for TGL has now had me wanting to watch the Masters, and yeah, I think that if you haven't watched the Masters before, you should. Man. It's gonna be fun, maybe. And I'm probably not gonna watch all of it. But that's just because I have to work.
But you're not gonna watch.
I have to work on the weekends, so I miss a lot of stuff. But like by the time when I get home and I get to watch
highlights.
The highlights and stuff like that, like just don't sleep on it because it tends to get a little intense sometimes. So I super love it. And we're in Georgia and the Masters is in Georgia. It's not that far away from us. And, maybe we should do a group trip there next year. Okay, or maybe not.
Well, I don't want to go to jail for someone speaking out their mouth sideways to me because they tend to do that down there around Augusta National.
At an event,
I've never had that experience.
The Masters,
I find it funny that they still call it the Masters. They literally could have changed that name. I don't know at any point over the last 6 years. A tradition unlike any other. No shit, really.
They know why they kept that name.
Of course, we know why they kept that name.
I'm not offended because it doesn't surprise me.
But
I'm not offended.
And honestly, I'm just not that big a fan of golf
anymore.
I know, but that's the reason why I said it is because y'all don't talk about golf.
Well, I mean, Tiger don't play, so I kind of don't care.
Yeah, I don't have anybody in golf to root for.
That part. I mean, golf was cool to watch and be interested in when Tiger was playing.
Yeah.
He's not.
What you're saying is that someone has to have melanin to be playing?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's
I want you to understand that I halfway watch hockey from time to time because I think the number of Black players is up to about 5% of the NHL now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not a significant number of players. You're talking about maybe 10, 12 players across the entire league.
But I mean, it's better than just one.
It is better than one.
That is true.
I just hope they don't all act like PK Subban.
As Issa Rae said, I'm rooting for everybody Black.
That part.
Yes.
So I occasionally peek in on hockey from time to time.
All right, understandable. Mm-hmm.
It's like I've always said, when growing up, I thought everybody who played hockey was like Wayne Gretzky. I didn't know there are positions in hockey called the enforcer, whose job it is to protect your Wayne Gretzky type players.
Goon.
Had I known that,
you're so violent.
I am. I don't deny that.
My friend is so violent.
I don't deny. Candaysee, have you ever heard me deny that?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I am just reiterating it. I'm not even I'm not judging because I've known you for so many years. It is what it is.
And I'm not violent. I'm protective.
Okay. Because if you had known about the enforcer, you surely would have tried to play hockey.
There would be no try. He would actually be playing.
Do you know how to skate?
He would have learned. He would have found a way to learn.
I feel like if you went that path, I probably wouldn't have met you.
But
maybe. I mean, Georgia Tech has a hockey team, right?
Actually, I'm not sure.
I don't think they do.
Does Georgia Tech not have a hockey team?
Let's look that up.
It's a few sports Georgia Tech does not have, and because they don't have those sports, they pay a fine to the NCAA.
Okay.
But check out that. So you might not have met them.
I know a lot of the northern colleges and universities have hockey teams, but I figured that.
Oh, we do.
I'm about to say, you in the ACC. I've seen ACC schools in the Frozen Four.
It's the oldest continuously operating college ice hockey program in the South.
Oh, wow.
It was established in 1973.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. I'm about to say, because I've seen the hockey version of March Madness for college.
I would have went to a game when we were in college if I had known that. I don't think I knew that.
Me neither. I didn't know until right now when you looked it up, Candaysee. Hey, right. we need to offline. We need to figure out about getting some tickets and going at least to a game to check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna find me who plays hockey. I'm gonna find a good number to buy the jersey or something.
And I'm gonna look up some tickets because we'll talk about that offline. But
sorry.
Here's the best part: since you didn't play a sport in college, you still have 4 years of NCAA eligibility.
Yeah, but see, the downside to that is I'm kind of old and I don't
think his ankles and his knees.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So because I put it to you this way: I'm sure I could put a good hit on some of them, but if they put a good hit on me, that may not be pretty.
To quote Weird Al Yankovic, living with a hernia.
I'm not. Okay. Then we're gonna go to the next one because you acting.
I have been thinking about going back to school. I should investigate this.
I mean, if you do and you decide to, Mighty Ducks it all, I'm there for you. I'm at every game as long as it's not on a Saturday, I'm there.
Oh goodness.
I got your back. And I'm gonna buy your jersey.
Sweet.
All right, let's move on. WNBA, because the week after our March show, they finalized the CBA. Yes. So season saved. Off season truncated to this month, but season saved. Max deals. What is it? Franchise players or max deals are like 1.4 million. The money pretty much worked out. The revenue sharing, I think they're getting up to 20% of revenue sharing. Let's put it this way. It works out for the players and the fans. I don't really care about the league and how they feel about it because they can kick rocks.
We probably should care a little bit about the league.
I care about the players and the fans and the executives in the league can kick rocks, especially Kathy Engelbert, with her tap dancing, backpedaling ass right now, talking about how great this deal is for everybody involved. Yeah, again, don't put whipped cream on a turd and tell me it's chocolate ice cream.
I just want you to know every time you say the word whipped cream, I get excited, and then you say turd, and then you just worse. Then I'm just like, oh man, because I got some ice cream in there.
But
I don't have no whipped cream though.
So, and the big news that happened earlier this week is the clown show of the WNBA, the Chicago Sky, decided to trade Angel Reese to the Atlanta Dream.
That's crazy. I was so excited when I saw that. It almost made me an Atlanta Dream fan, but nope. Still a Liberty fan.
It just reinforces my fandom.
And it raised the ticket prices immediately.
I'm okay with that. I am okay with that because I want those women to get paid what they should get paid. So I don't mind the ticket prices going up because they put on a damn good show.
Let me see Angel Reese in the streets though of Atlanta.
Right.
Let me see her with her 6 foot, however tall she is.
Oh, that's a tall drink of water right there.
Yes, she is. Mm-hmm.
6'3".
Just see her in the street.
6'3".
And
she go call me auntie because that's what they do nowadays. But I'm gonna be like, girl, I'm gonna have to look up like this.
Don't let me see that out somewhere.
Well, you know what? No, sir. That's gross.
I'm about to say she's a baby, dude.
You know that.
Wait, how old is she?
Uncle that
Younger than, let's put it this way, she's younger than your niece.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, she's younger than your niece.
Oh.
She is young, and you just sounded like the old uncle.
She is still in her early 20s.
Oh, I didn't realize she was that. Okay, no, never. Oh, no.
I mean, she just graduated college, so you know that she's old.
I was old when I graduated from college.
No, you weren't.
Let me help you out here. Angel Reese is 23.
Nope. Fuck that. Nope.
I was gonna say, bro.
Nope.
For context, when you were 23, she wasn't born.
Right. She could be your daughter.
Nope. Oh.
But she wouldn't be as tall.
Matter of fact, she wouldn't have been born for another 4 years when you were her age.
You know what? I hate you people.
You're welcome.
23 years ago.
I hate you people.
Oh my gosh, we've known each other longer than she's been born.
God damn.
You're welcome. Anything to steer you on the right path, away from pedophilia.
Well, technically, it's not because they're both.
I mean, it kind of is because of this. Yeah, after 20 years, this is just me personally in my bias. 20 to 25 years older than your partner makes you a pedophile. I'm sorry.
Bill Belichick.
I mean, his last girlfriend was about as old as his grandkids. So
what if you're 70 and she's 30?
Yeah, that's gross. It's still gross. I don't care. It's still
because
gross.
I'm gonna tell you right now, some of these 70-year-old men nowadays.
We off topic. We off topic. Back to WNBA.
Sorry.
One thing that's going to be interesting with this is, and if I'm remembering what they said about the CBA correctly, doesn't everybody now become a free agent?
Oh, no. Everybody's been a free agent because everybody purposely made sure that their last year of their contract ended at the end of last season.
Yeah.
So, meaning now it has me wondering.
So hold on. Before you go forward, anybody drafted this year notwithstanding, because the rookie contracts are going to change as well. But anybody drafted in 24, sorry, what's this, 26? So 24, 25, 23, 25, 24, 23. If you were drafted in those years, you're still locked into your rookie contract on whatever team drafted you, minus Angel Reese, who was just she was just traded in her rookie contract to Atlanta. But again, if you were drafted in the last 3 years, you're still in your rookie deal. Literally everybody else, and that's over 100 players in the league. We're talking damn near 75% of the league is free agents. And the core designations were done this week, meaning these are the players that teams are pretty much going to, make their max offer to. So the Liberty chose Sabrina Ionescu, which I found weird, over Breanna Stewart. The Vegas Aces haven't chosen anybody to designate as their core. I guess they assume everybody's coming back because we assumed it was going to be Asia Wilson. For anybody thinking that the Fever would do that to Aaliyah Boston or Caitlin Clark, no, they're still on rookie contracts. So their core designee was Kelsey Mitchell.
Here's something that's kind of funny, because where I was going earlier was I'm wondering if Griner is coming back, because I'm sitting there thinking between Griner, Reese, and Gray and Howard and Brianna Jones, that would be a damn nice starting five. So I went and I looked up the Atlanta Dreams roster. Guess how many people officially are listed on the roster?
One. I think it's like 12.
4.
Oh, 4. Oh, excuse me.
4. There are 4 people officially on the roster.
Yeah, because those are the people still in their rookie contracts.
Right.
As I just said. So again, 75%.
Well, no, Alicia Gray, because she's been in the league for, I want to say 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. 9 or 10 years.
I don't know how she didn't sign a deal that ended last year, but okay.
But yeah, I'm like, wow, we have 4 people on the roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I really want to see the core. I want to see the core of that team come back, because They weren't the greatest team, but they played well. And now that you add in an Angel Reese, the Dream are going to be a much more interesting team to watch play this year.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, a lot of teams are looking very spicy if they can retain their best player and, of course, all the rookies they have on, provided their best player isn't still on their rookie contract. But it's going to be quite interesting. Because of the trade, the Chicago Sky have been getting clowned across social media. One of the things I saw was trading with the Chicago Sky is like giving up a box of poppy sticks for a new Apple laptop.
But one of the things that I read is that, on the Players Anonymous survey that they do every year, the Sky has been the worst team either 2 or 3 years in a row.
It's been that way for a minute.
There's it just feels like the ownership just, I don't know, somebody doesn't know what they're doing.
Kind of like the basketball team in Washington, I still support. So basically, from the last segment, take everything I said about Washington Bullets and just replace Washington Bullets with Chicago Sky, and it's the same thing.
Wow.
Now, I just hope some other team out there does what Atlanta did for Angel Reese with Camila Cardozo, because she don't deserve to still be there in that hellhole either.
Yeah,
like free her too, because she herself is also a walking double. But yeah, save Camila. Save Camila. Get her out there. Get literally anywhere else in the league. One of the expansion teams. Put it down there with Paige Beckers in Dallas. Get her out to LA. I don't care. Put on Connecticut, who I keep forgetting still has a team.
I mean, re-sign her and sign her to the Dream. We'll take her.
Again, her rookie contract is probably the same length as Angel Reese's. So,
okay.
Yeah, she still, remember, they were drafted the same year, same round.
And we already had to give up too many first-round picks to get Reese.
Yep, so. two first, and then y'all swap seconds next year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all I got on the dub. I'm just happy that the deal got done. Season starts in May, so definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to it. Anybody got anything baseball wise before we move on? No, really, no. I do.
Really?
Because I saw this on social media, and again, you have to see this, because what I'm about to show, all of this happened in the same game. So, do I have my sound? All right, here we go. Whoopsie. There we go.
A fly ball to right toward the corner. It's Joe Adele again near the foul pole. Leaping up. Did he catch it again? He fell into the crowd, so it's a home run. They called him out. He did it again.
Wow.
Now here's Crawford with a fly ball to right toward the corner. It's Joe Adele again near the
That's
foul
one.
pole.
That's one.
Wait, is that the same
play? One strike. There's a drive out to right from Raleigh.
This is earlier in the game.
Near the wall. He leaps and he caught it. Joe Adele robs Raleigh of what would have been his first home run this year. What a play for Joe Adele. He was talking about going to that. There's a drive to right. Adele is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one. Wow. Joe Adele, what a night. That is unbelievable.
So
that was crazy.
In case you're not keeping score, Joe Adele of the Angels robbed 3 home runs. It's one thing to snag 1 home run back into the field of play. He got 3 over the course of the game. So, yeah, that was one baseball thing I definitely wanted to get in for the evening. And the other is in women's college softball. Because, again, we don't give baseball enough love, and I kind of feel bad about that. But sometimes not too much. Here we go.
Hater.
Oh, this, yeah.
Whoa, Sierra Harrison. Be with an S. Back at Harrison twice is nice.
Wow, that was impressive. Stick your glove out and find the ball record.
Yeah, just to see it again. That's
Whoa,
one.
Sierra Harrison. Be with an S.
And there's
Back at Harrison twice is nice.
So yeah, those are two baseball highlights I definitely wanted to get in.
Now she's got some quick reflexes.
So.
Oh, now you like softball because you see the sister on there.
I said she got some quick reflexes.
Haters.
I am not a hater.
Never want to talk about baseball or softball, but now we got somebody.
Because much like basketball,
Ooh.
the art of baseball has pretty much fallen off a cliff. Will I watch women's softball? Absolutely. When I get the chance to, when I realize it's on. But as far as the major leagues right now is nothing but home runs and strikeouts. No one tries to get on base. No one tries to move the runner over. No one wants to sacrifice fly. No one's trying to get base hit.
What ball are you watching? Oh, you're not. So you're missing it.
Major League Baseball, because everything they try to do to get a younger generation involved, because I don't know. Let me think. Hey, Furious, last time we went to a baseball game, how many Braves fans were in their phones?
The majority.
Okay, so I'm not tripping. Okay, no. Cool.
That is true. That is.
So I mean, you're at a ballpark,
right?
And as far as I'm concerned, baseball, and this is just me personally, I've always felt baseball is the one sport that is better to watch in person than on TV.
Yeah,
because it has nothing to do with the commentators or anything like that. I don't feel like they're taking away from the game or messing anything up as far as the broadcast team. They do their job. But there's just something special about being at a ballpark watching a baseball game. Because it's not one of those things where it's like move, stop. Like you have to be paying attention from the first pitch to the last out of everything that's happening and going on. This is one of those things was like mentally you have to be engaged to actually enjoy the game. And seeing it reduced to what it is now, I'm not and then we've lost the troublemaker. But no, again, and this is just me personally. If anybody still likes baseball, that's on you. Me personally, I've fallen out of love with baseball over the last 20-ish years because the emphasis on home runs. So now players go to the plate either trying to get all or nothing. Yeah. Stealing bases used to be, for me, stealing bases is still the best part of baseball.
I mean, I think there's something kind of across the board with professional sports that it's, I don't know what's going on, but I think every professional sport, every professional men's league is going through something right now that makes it, not really for the casual fan anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it's going to take for them to get back to a point where the casual fan will care about watching.
It's not them. It's the problem is the casual fan, and this is where I hate. I don't like siding with leagues because leagues represent the organizational structure. Like you're going to take this and like it, but I feel like when it comes to fans and casual fans in general, and I don't care if the casual fans are offended. I don't care what the sport is. The casual fan has pretty much, especially in the target age demographic, has grown up with instantaneous gratification of getting something now. Baseball, as a perfect example, is not an instantaneous gratification sport.
It's really
there is baseball of all sports is more like the game of chess than anything else.
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned, right? The only other thing that I would probably put up there because of the low scoring is non-American football, or as we call it here, soccer.
Yeah.
Because the impatience that this society has of lack of scoring is problematic. And it's why the NBA is why I have a problem with the NBA now and I refuse to watch, because you've laxed the rules so much to where offense is rewarded. And now when I look at an all defensive team and I'm like, none of these 15 people play defense. At least not in the way that I'm used to players playing defense.
Right.
It pretty much comes down to who are the top 10 to 15 people in steals and blocks, or whatever metric they use to come up with defensive efficiency rating, and throw those people on the squad. But when I watch a game, I'm like, this dude just got blown by 5 times in a row and dunked on 4 times straight and is still getting scored on and is putting up minimal resistance. Now, I'm not saying people like James Harden are making all NBA defense, but when more than half the league does what he does on defense, which is absolutely nothing, I got a problem. Like, stop legislating defense out the game to get a younger generation interested in the sport. And it seems like every time defense is, and this is a thing that I can speak to more so for football, since we're going to get to that next. Every time the NFL relaxes rules to make scoring easier on offense, is because the defense is caught up. They did it in the mid to late 90s. The defense is caught up. Look at what the Bucks did with their first Super Bowl, and the 2000 Ravens with that defense. They caught up. And then all of a sudden, oh, snap, this is a problem. We need to relax the rules again to allow offenses to score more points. And that's why we've had this explosion of teams pretty much just trotting out, oh, our base offense now is 3 or 4 wide receivers and a running back or a tight end. That's our base offense. Yeah. Instead of it being 2 or 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and maybe 1 or 2 backs. It's generate. We need more scoring to keep people engaged, the younger people engaged. But it's like, if there's crazy high scores, where's the nuance to the game? Where's the strategy come in? And that's across all sports. So I get it. You want the younger generation engaged in your sport. The younger generation needs to learn patience. The younger generations have no patience.
They said that about us.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know who they are. I can only speak for myself. I have a ton of patience.
No, I'm saying that.
Oh, the older generation have said we have.
But our older generation said that about us. They literally said that about us. Literally.
Again, I don't mind being the old man of get off my lawn. I don't mind. I embrace it. Which is why, again,
what I'm saying is that every time a new generation comes through, they're going to be different than us. And so we, you know what I'm saying? So you'll hear the say, like, they used to say that we didn't really have good work ethic, but we do. It just wasn't like them. They said we didn't have patience. We did. It just wasn't like theirs, because as we went through, we had other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to entertain themselves. Literally entertain themselves.
I mean, we had to entertain ourselves.
Well, we did, but what I'm saying is that, but we also came through, and you know, we have our resident IT person over here who knows everything about all things computers and all that good stuff, because that's what he did as a kid. And so, you know,
you. Oh, that is not at all what I did as a kid.
Well, I'm just saying, but something as a kid made you interested.
I didn't get into computers and technology until I got to tech.
Oh,
when I was a kid, I was running around outside playing football and jumping my bike off.
Well, I'm not saying that you didn't do those things either. But you were interested. You were interested in something in school that made you interested in something.
We'll have a conversation about that one day. The story of how I got to tech is a really interesting one. But
okay, well then we'll I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I assumed because I thought that I knew that.
No,
but
most people do. Most people do.
But what I'm saying is that, you know, the generation before us always says whatever, but they are always trying. Whoever the marketing people are always going to market to the younger generation because they're younger, right?
Well,
so we're older. We're, you know, so we see these commercials for drugs and stuff for our parents because they're older, right? They're catering to them, but then we see them putting in the music that we love because they're catering to us, but then they're trying to make the game quicker or whatever to catch the attention of our younger generation that there is no attention to get. They're like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. They don't know how to focus.
Exactly.
But they said the same thing about us when we were growing up.
We weren't like this though. We weren't like this.
No, I didn't say we were like this. I'm saying because we were different from them.
Oh yeah.
That's what they said.
I think what we're getting at is the delta from us to our parents is a lot, is
closer.
Not nearly as the delta from our generation to the previous is not nearly the same as the delta from our generation to the next.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, what the issue is, because when I look at
our audience might not understand what delta means.
The
Can
difference.
you talk to them a little? I'm just teasing.
The difference.
I mean, I know, but I'm just saying they might.
Well, this is the nerd podcast.
I would say this younger generation might not know that because they don't teach them cursive. They don't teach them nothing. So.
I've seen some things where on social media lately that makes you question not the kids but the parents. So,
and sadly, some of those parents are us.
I know. I know. Well, no, they're not us. They're our age.
Yeah, they're our age. Yeah.
They're our age. Yeah, I won't say
we don't
us.
have any kids around here. Okay, so we're gonna move on to NFL. Sorry, let's
wrap this up with the NFL because who remembers roughly 2012 week 4, I believe, Monday Night Football, Packers, Seahawks.
Touchdown! No, not a touchdown.
Candace, you have this weird look in your face. You look confused.
I'm laughing because you said who remembers 2012. I was like, are we that old that we don't remember 2012? Then you started being real specific, and I was like, but then once you said the teams, then I was there. But I was like, you could have just led with that. Like
I could have, but where would the fun in that be?
Right.
Where would the fun in that be? Let me paint a picture for you.
Because I was like, did the Bills play that day? I don't even know.
But now that I've painted the picture of that infamous Monday Night Football game between the Packers and the Seahawks, and why I bring that up now, because really there's nothing going on with the draft happening at the end of the month. The CBA between the league and the referees ends at the end of May. And again, I hate siding with the establishment. I do. I like to side with I like to side with the players, but I can't side with the NFL referees in this CBA negotiation right now because they're out here trying to be whole assholes.
Give them their money. Pay the rest.
So, and this is the crazy part because you talk. The members of the referees union who have spoken to media want to have you believe the issue with them signing a new CBA is money. Referees make $350,000 on average right now. Let me say that again. $350,000 is what they make for officiating a minimum of 17 games. That's the regular season. We haven't talked about the bonus pay they get for any playoff game they might referee between wild card round through Super Bowl.
That's significantly less than the players. If there were no refs, there'd be no games. Give them their money. Give it to them.
So the league has said we'll give you a 6.5% increase. The refs say they want a 10% increase. Okay, cool. That's a negotiating tactic. They're probably not going to get 10%. They're not going to get that 10%. They might get 7 or 8 and settle there. But that is not the big issue here, as much as the referees union would have you believe. The referees union doesn't want oversight, and they don't want to be held accountable for anything they screw up. Now, help me if I'm wrong here. So, Candaysee, you work in retail. Okay. If your district manager says, hey, sales have been down the last 2 quarters, what the hell is going on? We got to make some changes. Like, how does that impact you? Like, you do expect some type of blowback, some type of consequence, don't you? Yes, no?
What are these said changes?
I just told you, oversight and accountability.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. I mean, yes, if sales are down for that.
Okay, since you clowning furious, you don't do your job, yes. What happens?
It's gonna be some shit flying around.
I know my job, if I decide all of a sudden I don't want to do this work no more, I'm gonna get fired.
I'm gonna get put on a PIP, which for those who may or may not know is a performance improvement program. And if I do not meet the said goals on the PIP, I am out the door.
Right. Yep. So first they're going to try to help you to get better at your job, and then they'll let you go if you refuse to get better.
I don't think they're not really trying to help you, but anyway.
So the league, the NFL wants something similar for the officials to give them those who are struggling. So let me get my thoughts together here. So we all know how the playoffs work for referees. The highest graded referees during the regular season get to officiate in the playoffs, right? But there's no penalty for those who underperform. Like if you just do your job at the average level, you're perfectly fine to go into the next year. You're okay. Again, those who excel go to the playoffs. But if you suck at your job during the regular season, nothing happens to you. The league is like, hey, those people who suck this year, we want to put them in additional training. And then if they continue to suck the next year or the year after, we're going to have to let them go.
That's what should happen.
But define suck, because I guess my question is, wait, hold on. I guess my question is though, like, is it that, this same ref is having the same issues on calling the right? Because if that's the case, who are these refs? And maybe I'm missing out on who those refs are, because I always feel like it's a different ref getting a call wrong, quote unquote wrong, or everybody.
No. You're not. But there were at least 7 games this past season that fell into the primetime national audience window. That being Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, right? 7 games in which something happens, goes to the officials want to review themselves to make sure they got the call right, whether it was catch, no catch, inbounds, out of bounds, first down or not, touchdown or not. Basically, did they cross the goal line or did they make the line to gain? Right? Calls of those natures. Those are pretty much the big 4 that they themselves will initiate review. And a lot of times they'll make the call on the field, whatever it is, and somebody up in the booth will be like, hey, review this. And so they review. And, the review takes a while. Right. The commentators would then repeatedly show what the officials are looking at over and over again, right? From multiple angles. Yeah. So the entire national audience who's watching the game sees something a particular way. The commentators see it a particular way. There's no way it can be the opposite way. And yet the referee comes out and calls it the opposite way. So if it's say a first down, right? Someone buzzes upstairs like, hey, it's not 4th and inches. It should be first down. You spotted the ball wrong. Okay, well, let's go back up and check to see where the runner ended with the ball. The runner clearly makes the line to gain. We see it watching on the broadcast because they show us 500 angles. The commentators see it. And then the referee on the field is like, yeah, call on the field stands. It's still 4th down. And the audience is like, the hell? How did you blow that? Same thing with the catch. Control of the ball, 2 feet, hit the ground. Ball
We
doesn't
understand
move.
that part. So,
Right. So the problem is when a referee reviews that stuff and still calls it wrong.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying, I understand what that means.
That's sucking at your job.
I understand the suck at your job, but if you miss one call throughout the whole season.
Oh, no, we're not talking about one call.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is I don't know as a fan, right? I cannot tell you which ref has multiple big game decisions because it always seems like it's somebody different. Like it's not the same person every time. So that's why I said, how do we actually say, hey, you actually need some more training because
okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I understand all that stuff.
Here's the fun thing. No. You can look this up online because it's actually public knowledge of when they screw up because it's talked about every week.
I get that, but I'm not going to do that. And that's what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying is
I'm not saying you specifically. So hold on, Candaysee, hold on. So let me break this down for you. The during the regular season, the referees work in crews. Same crew for the entire 17 weeks or 17 games they're referee. So it'd be like if the 3 of us were a crew, we work the same. Doesn't matter if we have Dallas versus Washington this week, and then week 2 we may have Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and then week 3 we may have Buffalo, Miami, right? So we can get bounced around wherever, here, there, whatever, but we are the same crew for 17 games.
Right.
Okay. If you keep messing up calls or getting something wrong, that's a problem because when it comes time for playoffs, we're not together as a crew. If I do my job averagely on the average, nothing's going to happen to me. If Furious excels at his job, he's going to the playoffs. If you don't, nothing's going to happen to you.
How come I got to be the one that does it?
Because you're the one being chatty right now.
But I mean,
an example. I'm not picking on you. I'm not picking on you.
I get that part. I get it. So that's what I was just wondering because I feel like when it's big. So is it more of a big deal when it's big plays or is it just little plays all the time? Because that's where
it's everything. It becomes a problem. So here's the thing. It becomes more magnified for games in a national window.
So who's the worst ref right now?
You want a name? I don't have one for you, but let's put it this way. In the playoffs, you can pretty much see who's refereeing, who the crews are or the referees are for every playoff game, right? Before the game starts. That's always something that comes out. And they've been doing this now for I want to say the last 5+ years, where when you're looking at a pregame story, one of the last things mentioned is these are the 8 officials for this game. Here's the head official, here's the line judge, the side judge, sky judge, whatever, all those people. They list them all. They will show what their grades were during the regular season and what they call the most. So they'll say this head referee has called more holding penalties on the offensive line than any other referee in the league. Something to watch out for. This sideline judge has called more pass interferences on wide receivers than any other official in the league. But then it also tells you how many times that they threw the penalty and that they were wrong about those plays. Now, typically, if they're highly graded and they're in the playoffs, that's not a big thing. It's just they have a tendency to call this more times than not. As far as the bad ones, yeah, you pretty much look and see how many people from the same crew made it to the playoffs, and then look at who didn't. Because famously, we had the whole thing, what was it, a couple of years ago, where the referee signaled first down by pulling an index card out of his shirt and putting it between the ball and the stick, the first down marker, and signaled first down, even though the index card fit between the ball and the first down marker, which is clearly not a first down.
And that's the thing that gets me. It's always something like that. Now, if you would have took out that index card and the ball was clearly beyond the index card, nobody would have a question. But we all know how large an index card is. When there is that kind of gap between the ball and the first, do better.
So yes, the referees are basically saying they don't want oversight, meaning that if anybody struggles, they don't want extra training. So if anybody struggles, they don't want them to receive extra training. They don't want anyone getting reprimanded for screwing up a game, but they want more pay, and they want to change the system of who goes to the playoffs from performance-based to flat-out seniority, meaning those who have officiated the longest get first crack at playoff games.
No,
that's
gotta be the other way around. Okay, don't give them. Well, they can get more money, but they got to get all the other stuff too. They got to get the rules too.
If you want more money, you need to perform better. Period.
You also need to be open to, hey, those of you who are at the bottom of your craft need more training.
Right.
And it's not like the league's, again, like you said, you get a PIP and then you get fired. The league is basically trying to do the same thing. Hey, we want these people to get more training. How are you pushing back against more training against people who are not doing their job well?
My thing is, why would you be against more training anyway? It makes you better and sharper.
Well, they claim that it's unfair working conditions. That's.
Oh, is it unfair though?
I don't understand how it is. Again, you work a minimum of 17 games during the regular season, and you're getting paid $350
in the house.
And you're making $350,000. I don't see what the problem is here. You're making,
is that across the board? Everybody gets 350, or is that like the highest paid?
I believe that's the average salary. Some get more, some get less.
Okay.
But if the average is $350,000, hell, even if you were getting paid $250,000, it's still only 17 weeks you're working. At minimum, and you get bonus pay for the playoffs if you make it.
So, just to play devil's advocate,
$300,000 a year for 17 weeks worth of work, I'll take that.
You're talking about 4 to 5 months of work.
To play devil's advocate, they said the same thing when our girls wanted more money in the WNBA.
Oh, no, that was different. They deserve the money.
No, I'm just saying.
And with the referees, it's not about the money.
Because the referees deserve to get a little bit more too if they haven't gotten a raise in a minute.
I mean, well, the CBA was negotiated back, negotiated back in 2012 after that infamous game. So yes,
right. So it's been a minute.
The league has been trying to, and again, the money is not the issue because their salaries have grown every year. This hasn't been a stagnant average 250, 350, whatever for the last dozen years. It's grown to this point because they've been making 6 figures for the last decade plus. It's just the average of what they make has gone up by whatever margin, right?
Okay.
But again, the salary is not the issue because, again, that's something that's going to be easily negotiated. The league has already proposed 6.5%. They want 10. It'll probably fall somewhere in the middle. The money be damned because you're probably going to get, you're not going to get what you want, but you're definitely going to get more. But again, how much more money do you want for absolutely nothing else to change in your job? That's crazy. You said I want more pay, but I'm not going to do more work, or I'm not going to do my job better, or I don't want to be held responsible for anything that goes wrong with me doing my job.
Nah, homie.
That's not how that works.
Well, maybe there's some verbiage or language in there that they don't like.
What?
You know,
being held responsible for their job.
Kind of like
that.
Kind of like sometimes when, you know, somebody proposes a bill and you like everything about it except that one sentence, because that one sentence is going to take away everybody's health care. And so now you're opposed to the bill. So maybe that's how the CBA is. Maybe they're opposed to, so they want the training. The training is good, but maybe.
Oh, no, they don't want the training.
No, I'm saying maybe how they're saying the training. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they're like, we're okay with the training, but you guys said this specific training and we don't want to do that. We want to do this. So that might be it too. We don't know. Have we read the CBA?
You're doing a nice job of playing devil's advocate. I don't buy it.
I mean, whenever I see something like that, this is not playing devil's advocate, this is like being Candaysee, but like whenever I hear something like the CBA, it's not about the money, it's that they don't want the training, they don't want this, they don't want that. I feel to myself, I don't think that it can't be that they just don't want that. Like there has to be a reason in there. You know, there's got to be, it might be the verbiage or something, because I feel like my favorite head ref would be okay with having a little extra training because he's good at what he does.
Well,
and so
it's probably not the ones that are good at their jobs complaining about the extra training.
But my thing is, if that's the case,
all of them, and they're kind of.
I was going to say, if they're opposed to it, it has to be the majority, right?
That part. So yeah,
because
the ones who are excelling at their job, the ones who are excelling at their job are probably in the key positions, and they're fighting for those who suck at their job.
Then get better at your job.
They don't want to.
Well, then you need to.
That's what
or
I'm
at least
saying.
those in power don't want to.
I can't say that they don't want to. I can't use
all
that term
I know
because
is,
we don't know.
All I know is that we can't have another Fail Mary situation. We can't have another situation where we had in the playoffs. And sorry, Furious, I know you don't care about the Saints in any way, but right is right. Where the Rams-Saints game should have ended with the Saints winning that playoff game and didn't because of a blatant pass interference. Everybody saw. We're ignoring Furious for 5 seconds here. He doesn't care that the Saints got screwed.
There have been two.
We're not talking about you. We talk about blatantly obvious that everybody saw.
Blatantly obvious.
I mean, we don't want to talk about the Bills game and was it a catch or wasn't it a catch?
What Bills game was it a catch or wasn't it a catch? What are you talking about?
Wasn't that the issue? Wasn't that one of the issues in our playoff game?
No.
Was it a catch or wasn't a catch?
No, the issue in your last playoff game was that your quarterback turned the ball over 5 times.
First of all, I want to give you the finger, but I'm trying to be a better Christian. And so I'm not going to do that. You're not going to make me come out of my skin.
That wasn't me trying to be mean, but no, that was the issue in your last playoff game. Your quarterback turned the ball
I understand. No, time out. I understand that was the issue because he did. I already said that he turned over the ball way too many times, but wasn't there an issue where there was a catch and it wasn't a catch, or it wasn't a catch and it was a catch?
Not that I can recall.
During the game?
I don't remember.
Though we still would have lost because we turned over the
ball over 5 times. Yes.
5 times. Okay. You know what? I don't have to stay here anymore. I'm going to leave. Let me call Qiana and tell her that I'm going to lock up. I'm about to, lock up and be out because I will not be disrespected.
All I'm saying is that if you think the league is pretty much like not prepared like they were last time, they are this time around. They have a plan in place that involves bringing referees in from the college ranks, not D1, because D1 and if you're trying to figure out why not D1 football referees in college want to be NFL referees at some point. And doing this would blackball them from doing that when this CBA gets resolved. Because they will, the refs union will remember which of those D1 refs came up, because that's the same thing that happened 12 years ago. They got those D1 refs.
Oh, that's not fair.
I know, but it's the same.
Non-fair referee
look at it this way. It's the same thing that happened with the players' strike in 87.
I was 7. I don't remember that.
I know you don't remember. But
how do you remember? You were only like 11
10.
or 12.
I was 10 in 87.
Okay, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying though, how do you remember that?
Because this is how.
Do you remember it, or did you just study it later?
Oh no, I remember because I remember the Washington football players who crossed the picket line. Wasn't a lot, but it was a few. And I remember them out there in the picket. I remember who was in the picket line. I remember who crossed the picket line. And I remember that those dudes who crossed the picket line and those substitute players who played never got contracts, because a lot of those substitute players who came up were dudes who did not get drafted out of college and were still trying to make pro squads. And so the players who did play didn't play beyond 87. Not a lot of them. And when I say not a lot, I'm talking about like 99.999%. We're talking about maybe 4 or 5 people played who were replacement players from 87. We're talking like literally less than 10 across an entire league, which at that time was 28 teams, actually played ball in some capacity in 88 when they had a regular full season.
The refs did that in 2012.
But the refs in 2012, all those D1 refs who refed NFL games in 2012, if they were looking to come up to the NFL level, yeah, they were put on the list. And the refs, because remember, there is no, I want to be a referee, let me apply, get the training, and I'll be an NFL referee. That's not how it works.
Dang, because I was going to try it. I was going to try it. They should.
Yeah, because again, you hear the salary and think, yeah, that's exactly how you do it. No. To be an NFL referee, you need to start on a youth or CYO league and then get recognized by a high school league. And then from there, a college conference needs to see you and pull you up. And then you may, depending on where you get pulled, if it's not D1, work your way up to D1 in the college ranks from D2 and D3. And then the NFL will come knocking and be like, hey, you want to come try out and audition for us up here? Yeah, that's not a short process. That is a process that can take at minimum 8 to 10 years.
Well, yes, I understand that part, but I'm just saying, like, once you have your experience, so you still can't apply for it. They have to still be like,
there's no application.
Hey,
it's more like a recruiting thing.
Oh, okay, so just like sports in general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
It is. It's kind of, it's like
it is.
sports
It's just like being an athlete.
Right.
I play good.
Mean, people
if I
don't
play well
apply
enough at a high school level, a D1 school will come and get me. And if the D1 school I want doesn't come get me, I go to a junior college until the D1 school recognizes me. And then I go.
Right.
And then I go into the draft and the pro team takes me.
So there are scouts for referees?
Yeah.
Huh.
How do I get that job? I want to scout.
Not scout in the traditional sense, but yeah, they're looking at like when they realize their ranks are getting low. Yeah, they start looking at D1 refs and try to pull them up, see who's interested in coming up to the next level, and they hit them up and just But there is no straight up, I want to be an NFL referee. I go online, I look up, I audition, I go to the training camp. No, you don't. No, it doesn't work that way.
I just want to be a ref scout now. They can pay me for that. They don't even got to pay me $300,000 a year.
Simone, we actually talked about this at the top of the show. we did talk about this at the top of the show. We on NFL stuff now.
Go back and watch and like and subscribe.
But yes, that's how it is. And how do I know this? Because years ago, a good friend of ours who's no longer with us kept telling me I need to be a referee in the NFL.
No, because you would fight somebody.
She kept telling me every single time during football season, she would always be like, you need to be an NFL referee. You need to be an NFL referee. You need to be an NFL referee. And it helps if you have a stable job to actually do that, as a part-time things on the weekends. You go referee some high school football games or whatever, if you're lucky enough to start there. But, youth leagues and whatnot on the weekends or evenings or whatnot. But yeah, at the time that she kept saying this to me, I didn't have a So yeah.
Do I know said friend?
Said friend who's no longer with us? Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know her, but she's a good person. Especially if she said that you should be a ref.
She was the best.
Because we all think you should be something in sports. Besides, on this podcast, we're ranting and raving about your teams.
This is stress
talking about mine.
This is stress relief. You know, I don't have to be heavily invested in anything one way or the other. I can just speak my piece and be okay with it. As a referee, I couldn't do that.
But you're compensated.
That's why I said you can't be a ref.
$1,000 a year.
I know. And at the same time, because there's the other thing you have to do. Should you make it to the NFL, you have to disclose who you're a fan of. You don't have a choice. You have to disclose.
They would already know anyway. I mean,
right? Because I'm showing up to the job interview with some Falcons gear on.
They would already know for you.
And here's what's going to happen: I'm
not going to get any Falcons games. I know
you will never get any. Oh no, not just Falcons games. You will never get any games of teams from the NFC South.
I got no problem with that.
So more than likely, every game you referee or your crew referees will be AFC games.
Okay,
to where they don't impact the Falcons and their standing. So you know how like things come down to tiebreaker sometimes. It's like, for instance, they'll make sure you're
right about that. I say go Bills. Throw the flag.
So you will never see the Saints, you'll never see the Bucks, and you'll never see the Panthers when you're reffing.
I got no problem with that. I'm getting paid $300,000 a year. I think I can manage.
Just don't be calling up your colleagues and be like, hey, why you screw up this call? Because you would do that.
I would.
You would harass your colleagues for what you deem a bad call in a Falcons game after you watch it later.
I would. And it wouldn't just be Falcons games.
Why didn't you penalize the Buccaneers defensive end for late hit, even though he didn't hit him late?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I would.
And you know all the calls you made in
the Panthers offensive line was holding way too much. You should have called it more.
Absolutely.
I'm so done with you. I'm done. Anyway,
never let the Saints have a game with 0 penalties. You call up the whole crew. What was y'all doing? They definitely committed penalties.
I'm gonna have them in the group chat.
I can't.
I'm gonna be completely transparent with my biases.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? But you know what, though, James? It'll get to the point where
really, Simone.
It will
force you be watching anime on a list I gave you.
But James, it'll force them to do better just so they don't have to listen to my mouth.
I mean, we hope. We hope. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what things stand with the refs and everything. It's a CBA is not going to be agreed to anytime soon. The contingency plan, again, like I said, D2, D3 refs, training for them starts the beginning of May so that they're up to speed sooner when mini camps and training camps start, because teams do bring in referees to make sure the players are familiar with whatever rule changes get approved and whatnot. Nothing really major came through this year as far as rule changes, cosmetic things mostly. Because shockingly enough, the tush push was not up for debate again this year like it was last year, because we didn't beat everybody over the head with it. We know it was petty and underhanded, and no one liked us doing it to them, but
stop them. If you don't like it, stop them.
Yes. So it's nothing they had to worry about last year, but if we do it again, if we excel at it again this year and get back to another Super Bowl, guaranteed it will come up for discussion again.
I wonder if the tush push is in Madden yet.
I don't know. The current Madden, what was it, Madden 26, whatever the last one is that has Saquon on the cover, it was on sale for like $13 up until Sunday. So yeah. It's probably back up to like his regular discounted $20 or whatever, if that. But I got one last thing to show before we get out of here, unless y'all have something else to discuss. Candaysee, what was your homework?
I told you the Masters.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, but I also have one other thing too.
What's that?
Don't forget that WrestleMania is next weekend.
Oh,
and it's going to be amazing. And I am coming back. I'm just like The Rock. I'm coming back to the building because I haven't really been watching wrestling like, religiously like I used to. But I am so intrigued right now by these storylines. And then somebody let Pat McAfee come on and do some things with Randy Orton. And who knew that Randy Orton's fine self was still wrestling? I was just wondering. So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to tune in. So, to my girlies who used to watch wrestling and maybe, fell off a little bit, come on back. We got some people. They have some people. And
all this time you was a wrestling fan. We could have been talking about wrestling and saved, 20 some odd minutes from your hijinks and actually talked about WrestleMania in depth. But now you want to talk about wrestling.
I'm sorry. I thought we were going to get to the homework like way, before this. But
I'm no longer saving the homework. If your homework falls in whatever topic we're discussing as far as an entire sport, you drop it right then and there. I'm not saving the homework to the end.
But we can talk about it next.
We'll talk about WrestleMania next month. Yes,
because there will be a champion.
Mm-hmm.
And why you didn't tell me about?
So have you seen Trick Williams?
Did you just hear what I said? I said, why you didn't tell me about the whoop that trick?
Because I've only been watching wrestling my entire life and watch WWE every single week.
But that's what I'm saying. I haven't been watching it religiously and.
Because The Rock isn't there. I understand.
No, it didn't have anything to do with The Rock. Now, come on now. I've been a wrestling fan before The Rock. Whew, Ultimate Warrior. Come on.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Play your clip.
Okay, so yeet. Play back. Oh man, for this one, all I'm going to say is, if you ever think you're having a bad day, it could be worse. You could be this young lady.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Hold up. Sound is necessary. Oh gosh.
What the hell?
Wait for it.
They did that shit on purpose.
No, they didn't.
On purpose.
No, they didn't. She didn't get off the court fast enough.
How did that? What was that? That's not fair.
Oh my God, it was hilarious.
That second hit was on purpose.
I feel like the second one was on purpose. They didn't like her. That was Mean Girls.
That wasn't on purpose. I'm sorry.
That was the new Mean Girls volleyball style. I don't like that.
The first one, accident. Sure, no problem. That's
accident. I'm sorry. Whoa.
But why? My thing is, why were they standing in front? Were they practicing?
Okay, so they're wearing two different uniforms. I can only guess that there's a game going on. Last I checked, if you're on the field of play, the court, whatever the case may be, your head should be on a swivel to know, one, where's the ball?
No, there could not have been a game going on because the coach came out onto the court to go get
she got hit in the head and probably was like,
but they would not have kept game playing. They would have timed out.
Somebody served because she got spicy kid.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's AI generated. We getting excited. That's a deep fake. That's AI generated.
Oh man.
Clicks and likes.
That's all I got for the end of the show.
Simone, you right. Because it wouldn't have been after the game. That would have been rush the other team right now at this moment in time.
Oh my gosh. Why are y'all like this?
Y'all bringing the violence out of me today, Matt. Goodness.
Violence out of you? I haven't done anything.
No, I'm just saying, Anyway.
I am innocent. I am so innocent. I haven't done anything. The violence out of you.
I'm not going to be here next month.
What? Why? We're going to talk about what about WrestleMania?
I'll come in and I'll chat in the comments.
Really?
You should just be on the show then.
Right. I don't see what the problem is. I'm listening. What's the problem?
You see my heart? It's so pretty.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. God bless and good night. We will see you all next month. Say good night, you two knuckleheads.
Good night, you two.
Good night, you two knuckleheads.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it cedar lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will. So if we put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell